Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys. What's going on, everybody? All right, so let me give my perspective, my honest take of the situation with Kanye West and him basically being ostracized and basically his episode being basically pulled from the show called The Shop. I know that LeBron James and Maverick Carter decided to pull that episode along with HBO. Now, at the end of the day, behind the scenes, you may have to look and see who really was behind the episode getting pulled. Because at the end of the day, LeBron James doesn't own HBO. HBO is owned by Time Warner Discovery, whatever it's called these days. Now, I want you to hear me out and just listen to what I'm saying. It may go over you guys' head because it's that complicated. No, I'm just joking. I mean, because that's what y'all say when it comes to Kanye West, and y'all make it look like he's a mastermind, when in retrospective he really isn't. I know what kind of dude Kanye West is, and that's just my honest to God opinion, but I want y'all to look at this from a whole perspective. Some of the people that's upset with LeBron James and calling him a sellout and all that kind of stuff are people that have a personal hatred or vendetta against LeBron James. So it's gonna be from a biased perspective. With me, how I feel about this situation is completely non-biased. I really have not really a horse in the race, because I'll put it to you this way. LeBron, as far as other stuff he does outside of basketball, his upside is far better than his downside. And you got to understand, he may be a billionaire, but he don't own a TV network. Okay? So I believe to a certain degree, I think it was more HBO than it was him. More Warner Brothers than it was him. But he had to play a role in it. But it's going to prove a very important point. What I've been saying for the longest, and y'all going to say, yep, Town Biz is right. The reason why I always repeat stuff, because eventually a moment is going to come where, once again, who follow my channel, you're going to say, you know what? He is correct. He is absolutely correct. When it comes to Kanye, to a certain degree, I'm kind of to the point I don't even want to hear what Kanye has to say, because Kanye is in and out of his blackness. One minute he got his fist up in the air, power to the people. Then 1 minute he tries to disassociate himself with black people or the community. So when a guy's inconsistent as LeBron, you kind of to the point, well, I kind of really ain't feeling that bad for him. Do I believe in censorship? Not really. Do I believe in freedom of speech? Absolutely. But you got to understand, when it comes to them people, they're going to be the first to holler about how they was disrespected and how unfair they are. But keep in mind, I want you to understand something. These are the very same people that try to tell us that the stuff that happened to us, slavery, mass incarceration, flooding our community with drugs and guns, you know, the Willie Lynch theory, Jim Crow, they try to tell us that didn't exist. But then they want to hold on dearly with a tight grip to the Holocaust. Now let us start saying that never happened. And this is what I've been saying about us. This is why we need to push forward to getting our own stuff, learning how to operate it amongst each other, getting our own TV networks, our own film studios, owning our own chains of movie theaters, and operating it amongst us. Having our own. As long, at the end of the day, LeBron may be a billionaire, but he still have to answer to people. And that's real talk. He has people that he has to answer to. need people to look at it from that perspective. I'm not saying what he did is right, and I'm not saying what he did was wrong, but I'm looking at it from, as far as the hourglass go, I'm looking at it being what you call up and down, upside down, sideways type of scenario. Because at the end of the day, okay, what if the episode did air? I think you would still have complaining, because there's people that are so pissed off at Kanye West to a certain degree, they don't want to hear what he has to say anyway. And I'm one of those kind of dudes. At this point, I don't give a damn what Kanye West has to say. What's interesting and complex about what comes out of Kanye West's mouth? For real. He blatantly mocked us. He blatantly disrespected us when he wore that t-shirt. Whether you believe in the movement as a whole, which I think everybody has raised questions about that whole movement, or should I say the organization itself and how that organization got put together, it still doesn't take away the fact that we're still out here suffering, and we still are what you would call, quote unquote, in last place. But at the end of the day, to a certain degree, why we are in last place and why everybody else has surpassed us, because we went out of our way constantly trying to help other people and teach other people who didn't really like us or respect us in the first place, and we helped them better their communities. They took what they learned from us and helped better and build their communities. Because we didn't taught everybody. Whether people like it or not, even though they don't give us the credit that we should get, a lot of people have learned from us or studied us. And we sit up there pandering. And we sit up there and let people tell us stuff that we know ain't true. Just like, I'm going to say this again. As far as hip hop go and trying to give mass amount of credit to Latinos, that's not true. Hip hop was created, originated, inspired by black people. That's it, that's all. You Latinos didn't create shit. You didn't create a motherfucking thing. And you can send this part to Fat Joe. So, as far as Kanye West go, I'm really on the fence with this. I am really looking at this from both ways. I understand why some people are upset because they're not gonna air the episode, but I understand why some people are like, man, who cares? So to a certain degree, did LeBron James buckle down under pressure? Maybe, maybe not. But I will say this is a learning curve for black people. Real talk. This is a learning curve for us. This is why I keep telling you, we need to stop being made to feel guilty about when we speak out and speak out on behalf of our people when we're disrespected. Stop falling for those lines that, oh, you guys need to move on. You guys are being too emotional. You need to stop it. You're too sensitive. Okay, well, now look who's being sensitive. Now look who's being emotional. This is why, as black people, we have to ignore this stuff. Like I said, why should we care what anybody outside our community think? And then, to a certain degree, why should we care what so-called people within our community think if they're going against the grain? If they are going against the overall goal? If they are going against the mission statement? For real. We have to disregard them as well. People who want to be puppets. Who feel like they're part of something if they're like basically a puppet or a vocal cord for somebody that's outside our community trying to call themselves being the Negro Whisperer. We have to like tune out these Negro Whisperers when they sit up and say, hey, you guys need to stop being so emotional. Well, like I said, everybody else is allowed to be emotional. It comes down to what I've been saying. They always expect us to take it. We need to stop letting people give us our voice. We should never care what somebody outside our community thinks. Who cares what an Asian thinks? Who cares? Who cares what a Hispanic thinks? In particularly a white Hispanic. Who cares what a white person thinks? As long as we continue to worry about what other people think, we're going to continue to stay in this hole. And we have to move on from it. And that's just real talk. And that's just factual. Whether you like it or not. So think about that. Think about what I'm saying. I've been proven right once again. Everybody can dish it out, but they can't take it when we respond. They can sit up there and tell us what to be mad about and what not to be mad about. But then when we do it, all of a sudden they're just shocked. They feel disrespected. How could you say that about us? Stop falling for the trap. Keep speaking, keep talking. For real, it's us against everybody else. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.